This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
Now, not just in boxing, but in sport in general, I think everybody has their own bias. Some are extreme with it, some are relaxed with it, and everybody has their own point of view. And it's not my job to try and change your thinking on what it is that you support, who you support. Some people, like myself, I support for national reasons, for nationality. Okay, so I support British fighters. That's what my channel is. It's the backbone of British fighters. So those who want to know about what's going on in the British fight game, this is where you come, right? And I always support the British fighters, even though that I like plenty of fighters outside the UK. And I'll give you like a couple of examples though. So I really like Terence Crawford. I really like Errol Spence. I really like Vasyl Lomachenko. But when these guys fight a Brit, even though I may like them more than the Brit, or I watch them more than the Brit, on the night, I'm going to want the Brit to win. So, for example, Vasyl Lomachenko versus Anthony Crolla, I like watching Lomachenko more than I do Anthony Crolla. But on this night, I'm going to want Crolla to win. Likewise, I'm going to want Amir Khan to defeat Terence Crawford. All of this is unlikely. When Errol Spence fought Kell Brook, I want Kell Brook to win. Even though Kell Brook is one of my favourite fighters anyway. So maybe that one was like a bit of a bad example. But you kind of get what it is that I'm saying. Now, I'm not saying that my way is right. Not at all. It's just my way. This comes from pretty much growing up with rivalry. Okay, obviously the national team in the World Cup, in the European Championships, it's rivalry. In football with like my team, Newcastle. Okay, I want them to win. Again, it's rivalry. And I bring that into boxing. So even though Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua, these three are rivals, they actually support each other. Now, listen, we know Tyson Fury, he turns on a dice. He really does and goes at Anthony Joshua. Even when Anthony Joshua's fighting, he always picks Anthony Joshua to lose. He does all that kind of thing. Okay, we know that. But Tyson Fury he comes across as patriotic. Now, I haven't always said this about him. For me, I always felt that he wanted or wished to be Irish more than he was British. So now I support Irish too. Okay, I love British and Irish. Okay, now he was doing the tour around the UK, and he was in Bolton. It was yesterday, and Michelle Joy Phelps, who's doing the interviewing on stage with Tyson Fury, and she mentioned to Tyson Fury about Anthony Joshua versus Big Baby Jarrell Miller. Now, of course, he said that he's known Miller since 2011. He went into the sparring stories as well, how he dropped Miller and had to send him home early. But he says that he likes Miller. These guys have a good relationship. But ultimately, on the night, this is a good fight, he says. This is a fight that he's up for and he's interested in. Two undefeated heavyweights. One of them's a world champion. And he says that as much as he likes Miller, he wants Joshua to smash him to bits for British reasons. And that's music to my ears. That's just my way. As I said before, even though Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dillian Whyte, these three are the top three heavyweights in the UK. In my mind, they're the top three in the world. Other people will put Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder, Kubrat Pulev, etc. in that mix as well, okay? But for me, my personal 1, 2, 3 is those three. In no particular order, really. But Dillian Whyte is my favourite, of course. But I like when these guys support each other, and they do support each other, okay? When Tyson Fury was fighting Deontay Wilder, and I was exactly the same. I felt that it was too early for Tyson Fury. I felt he wasn't ready, too early in his comeback. But, of course, I wanted him to win. Of course I did. And I was praying upon praying for him to win. Anthony Joshua and Dillian Whyte said that they wanted Tyson Fury to defeat Deontay Wilder, again, for British reasons. Even though Joshua and Dillian Whyte don't like each other, they always want each other to win. Except, of course, when it was Dillian Whyte versus Derek Chisora, of course, Anthony Joshua wanted Derek Chisora to win. But again, nationality reasons and the fact that he's known Derek Chisora personally for quite some time. But ordinarily, they will want each other to win. But they do chastise each other, and it's all about hype. It's all about rivalry. Again, rivalry, people take it to the extreme. Some people only support certain fighters due to the colour of their skin. For me, if you do that, listen, it's your own choice. It's not my thing. I don't support anybody due to the colour of their skin. I couldn't care less at all. Really couldn't care less. You put two Brits in there together, and one is a black guy, one's a white guy. I couldn't care who wins. The only time that I will want one of them to win is if I favour the other one, okay? But some people only support, say, black American. Some people only support white American, black British, white British, Pakistani, Mexican, Asian, whatever it may be. For me, I see that as weak-minded, and I see it as there's an element of hate in there, which I don't like that. For me, I wish racism was stamped out of boxing, but it seems that boxing and racism at times go hand in hand, which is an unfortunate way. But either way, getting back onto it with Tyson Fury, yes, okay, so whenever Joshua fights, he's fighting Povetkin, he would chastise Joshua over fighting Povetkin. He's fighting Parker, he was picking Parker to win, and he did the same with Klitschko, and so on and so on and so on. But ultimately, even though he says all that on social media, he wants the Brit to win. He wants Joshua to beat these guys. Of course he does. It's British pride. And same with Dillian Whyte. Even though Dillian Whyte was born and raised in Jamaica, he spent the majority of his life now in Britain, and he's British. He's British Jamaican. But he's very, very patriotic when it comes to UK fighters. Same with Anthony Joshua. He's got Nigerian roots, but he's British, is the forefront. So they do support each other. So for Tyson Fury to say that, and how he wants Anthony Joshua to destroy Jarrell Miller, is music to my ears. I like the kind of patriotism clubbed together. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people will support, here in the UK, will support Deontay Wilder. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You are entitled to support whoever it is you support. Some people have no national pride at all. Again, entirely up to you. And in truth, you're probably a better person than I am, because you can look past national. You just like who you like, and it is what it is. Okay? So anyway, I want to get that news out there for you all, and I'll put that video in the description box for you all to go have a watch for yourself. And of course, come up to your own conclusions about it all. And so Tyson Fury did share about his experience with Jarrell Miller from 2011, where he had to send him home after he beat him up in sparring. Of course, that was 8 years ago, right? But either way, that was music to my ears. I thought that I'll let you guys know about it. If you haven't seen it, go give it a watch. So drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.